Yo, what's up, y'all, man? It's your boy Des Dreams here. And I can no longer be quiet about this whole Takeoff, Offset Quavo situation, man. I'm from the north side of Atlanta, man. Migos, if y'all know me, Migos, my favorite artist all time. I'm from the north side of Atlanta. I listen to probably every Migos song, know every Migos song, know pretty much everything about Migos. So with this whole situation with Takeoff and, Offset and Jay Prince, that's what's going on. And I got to talk about it, man. It's not like I haven't observed everything about this whole situation. Like I saw this coming. First of all, I saw this coming when supposedly Takeoff and, Offset had a beef or whatever. Quavo and Offset had a beef. And, Offset, Quavo is a nephew. Takeoff is nephew to Quavo. So it's like, who you gonna ride with? He riding with his uncle, right? Okay. So we got a little beef, but family's family. Okay. So I'm sitting here listening to Hassan Campbell. And I see that Offset, responds to, Jay Prince off of the $1 million worth of game, and Offset's going off, and y'all saw. I'm sure y'all saw the video, and I'm just sitting there like, this is exactly why I do not want to be in the music industry. This is exactly why I like to make my beats. And, I like to make songs as well, but this is exactly why I can speak on this. And knowing Migos, going to school with Migos and, knowing people affiliated with Migos and actually living on that side of town and knowing lingo and knowing different, different people. And it's like, and then also having a love for music and, also like being hands-on with music. It's like, this is exactly why you don't want to be in the music industry. Migos, Quavo, Takeoff, Offset are family. Blood family. This is exactly what happens when you get into this music industry and certain things happen. It's like the more, like to say, more money, more problems. You dig what I'm saying? This is exactly why you do not want to be in the music industry. As far as like Migos is they were in deep in the music industry, meaning exactly how Takeoff got killed. In the music street, in those lanes, in those certain rooms, in those certain buildings, around certain people. That's the industry. There's a certain way to be in the music industry, just to, by being producer or, sending different vocals or, working with different people within studios. But, there's different lanes. But there's the way that they were in the industry, affiliation with certain people and this, and this. So as far as me being an observer of every Migos song that's probably ever came out, I'm like probably one of the first thousands or, person to hear it when it comes out. You know what I'm saying? I'm the biggest Migos fan ever, to a certain degree ever. Because it's like, to be honest with y'all, it's like, I know probably almost every Takeoff verse, like just spit it off the top, like it's just, what I'm saying is, it's like, on this situation, it's like, I feel like I'm part of this because it's like, it's not like it didn't come to my brain. As y'all can see on my page, it has 14, K views, I believe right now. I saw this coming. As soon as I heard that Takeoff got sacrificed, as soon as I heard that Takeoff got killed, I already knew that it was a sacrifice. When the Messy video came out, it came out I think at like 2 a.m. or like 3 a.m. Halloween night or whatever. It came out. I wanted to watch it on my phone, but at the time, my phone would just have bad Wi-Fi. My phone wasn't on. I had to put on Wi-Fi. And for some reason, the video just wasn't loading. I was like, I'll watch it tomorrow. And I knew, I was like, there's a reason why I didn't watch that video. I always watch every Migos, any video right then and there, any song, I'm always on it. But with that video that came out on Halloween night, late Halloween night, 2 a.m., the Messy video, Quavo and Takeoff, when it came out, I didn't watch it, and I had my intuition said there's a reason why I didn't watch this. Basically, what I'm saying is like, I can no longer hold my tongue about this whole situation, man. And we got to talk about it. We have to talk about it. Takeoff was sacrificed. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. They saw opportunity to take advantage of what was going on. A lot of people did. And what I mean by that is, I can only imagine the energy of people even wanting Migos to, you know, break up as a group, as a family, just having that intensity of like, you know what, we are better off separate. And then not even just having that intensity of just on the music side. It's like family, it gets in the way when you get in these. It's my intuition is speaking right now. When you get in these rooms with certain people, you start to put people over your family as far as like money of like, oh, well, this person can't speak because they ain't done nothing. Like, it's kind of like you can't speak on something unless you have it already. And it's like that's the weirdness of this industry. It's like people with that don't have money or like that's not up there. It's like it's protected. It's like, meaning it's like the ones that got money, they don't listen to the ones that's really smart. They ain't got that much money yet, but or as far as like proving themselves as far as the industry and this and that. But it's just like, if you ain't got money, I ain't listening to you. It's like you ain't got money, you can't speak. And it's just like, yeah, I might not have money, but I do have knowledge, and it's like that's the real currency. But people don't really want to talk about that. But anyways, what I'm talking about is like, I can see where Takeoff getting killed is planned out. I can see this being a definitely a sacrifice. It's already put out there that this is a sacrifice by QC's Pete mom already put it out there saying that he's part of Freemasonry. All of this stuff, and it's like, so he's a Freemason. That's not too hard to believe. That's very easy to believe. Why every time you go see them, they always in these black suits and this and this? It's like, if y'all have to pay attention. All this stuff that they're showing us is right in our face. And it's just like, people still want to be part of the music industry as far as like wanting to be a hard rapper and talking about killing and like the negative vibration. I'm not even gonna be not biased or like fake about the simple fact of Migos also talked about low vibrational music, about killing and this and this. So to be honest with you, Takeoff had this on his probably life plan already. This probably sat out for him because he probably, literally spell casted himself. No one's talking about that. The simple fact of spell casting is real, and who's to say that Takeoff didn't just do this himself and they just went along with it? I don't know. I'm not sure. But what I'm saying is we have to start thinking and use our brain. It's like, words are spells. These songs that Takeoff and Migos have all put on songs is negative vibrations. Let's be real. And don't get me wrong, I used to turn up to them as well. But that's where you live and you learn. You live and you learn and you listen. People listen to these songs and you go through certain things, but they don't listen and listen and learn. I've listened to these Migos songs and thought I could live this life and went to jail and different things. Not just saying that I did certain things based off music, but basically that's how the vibration is, and that's basically how society goes. They put out certain songs, certain vibrations, so it can go to society, so they can make certain decisions and do certain things. And for negative vibration, of course, they're always going to put out the negative vibration. But it's for us to have enough knowledge to understand, like, hold up, this is what they're trying to do. The negative vibration is trying to change us to be people who we're not. So when you understand that, Takeoff, Migos, all this was spell casting. Don't get me wrong. I understand why Quavo sings more and this and that. Because Quavo, I don't believe Quavo, watching Quavo and, knowing Quavo and being on the north side of Atlanta, and, yeah, back in the day, certain people grow up and they're rough and but I definitely see Quavo is the oldest and why he's more melodic and want to sing more, because it's not a negative vibration. What I'm saying is, word casting, spell casting is real. But I need to talk about this for a second, because it's like, we have to understand that, like I said, Takeoff did talk about, guns and violence and killing people. If y'all don't if you don't understand the lingo, you might not understand, but I've listened to these songs many and many thousands of times. And it's like, yes, he has put these negative vibrations out into the universe. And karma is what it is. But we also not going to dismiss the fact that the music industry just played a part in it. They just let it happen as far as like, oh, we're going to just feed into this. Meaning like, this person's see, this is what I definitely believe, and I sit back and I analyze, because this is exactly what they do. They sit back and listen to the music and feel the vibration in it, and they say, oh, how can we capitalize off of this? And they make things happen through the internet, through the algorithm, through these different things. Stuff that we can't see behind closed doors. But you have to understand these things goes on. Use your brain. How do you think these certain things go down? You think it just happens out of nowhere? You think this Takeoff just gets shot out of nowhere and no one else gets hit? One of the biggest artists in the world. And at that moment. It's like, you think these things don't just happen? Like, we're not going to sit back and act like, Takeoff was not also in his biggest limelight at the time. Like, let's be real. Let's not sit here and act like, yes, Migos has had a lot of success, but at this moment in time where this album was putting out with Quavo and Takeoff, that it wasn't the most that light that Takeoff was getting. This was a hit. This was set up. This was a sacrifice. I've watched QC come from the ground up. I've seen all the artists that came from QC and that's not here no more. As far as Skipper the Flipper, Rich the Kid, what's his it? Johnny Cinco, man, so many freaking artists, man. Like, I've watched all of this stuff come up, man. I'm sitting back and Takeoff just comes out of nowhere dead. I could not. It's like, hold up, I have to talk about this, because it's like, I'm not about to sit here and act like this is not bothering me. This is it's not that it bothers me, because it's not like it's my life, but I feel like it is part of my life, because I grew up on this side of town, and you know what I'm saying, and love the Migos, and they're damn near my family too. And it's like, no one's talking about this. We're just gonna let this happen, as far as not speaking on why can't there be another solution? Why do these things just happen on the regular? And why is this is normalized? And now we're gonna get to the point where I really want to talk about. And now we're at a point where it's getting flipped. Now it's like, I'm really seeing it for what it is. Now I see all of them are part of this bullshit. Of course, when you sign that contract, all of you are part of it. Yes, Quavo. Yes, Takeoff. Yes, Offset. Yes, I get it now. I growed up and I've listened to y'all music and I get it. It's an industry thing. But it wasn't at first. It definitely was homegrown. But when you get in this industry, it's really bothering me now, because I see it for what it is. We already know Offset got an album coming out. Let's not sit here and act like, oh, Jay Prince is sending a shot to Offset, and the Offset gonna put an album out. Come on, I see this coming already. So I'll be the first one to announce it. Well, Offset's gonna drop an album within the next month. Okay, guys, within the next 2 months, Offset's gonna drop his album finally, and of course, all of us are gonna listen to it. But of course, because this is gonna blow up more and more and more about Takeoffs, being sacrificed and it being right in plain sight. It's right there in plain sight, and it's like at this point, it's like people are feeding towards it, because it's like Takeoff is gone. He can't speak for himself. Well, we know they had beef, and it's just like, well, Quavo didn't do it. He went to the Grammys and then singing, and then and then think about that. Think about that. Oh my gosh, just getting my this makes me it aggravates me, because I've watched Migos. I'm a biggest Migos fan, bro. I know the vibration. They been wanting to make Grammys. They was been supposed to make Grammys. And it was been shoot for Grammys. This was their goal. This is what they wanted. And all of a sudden, Takeoff dies and Quavo's now singing on the Grammys. So you're gonna sit here and tell me that part of this wasn't for the streams and the views from Quavo's side and Offset's side? So you're gonna sit here and say to me, all of a sudden Quavo goes #1 on YouTube trending with that Without You song? And that wasn't all a plan? In some way, shape, or form? In some way, shape, or form, you're going to tell me that that was not a plan? You kidding me? Must be kidding me. Oh! Don't play with me. I'm not stupid, man. I'm not stupid. I'm not. It's in plain sight. Offset is with Cardi B. We already know what that situation is. It's a lot of weird stuff going on with her. We in the industry sacrificing weird. We ain't gonna talk about that. That's a whole nother video. That's there on that side. Then you got Quavo and man. I cannot sit back and not talk about this no more, bro. I love music. I want to be in the music industry, but not like this. This is not how I want to do it. I'm gonna be in the music industry how I've been doing it. Doing my music low key, doing my music, streaming it myself, doing my music, making it, putting it out myself, being independent. When you come to when you start being with these labels and they see your value and they see your heart and they see your potential and they see what you the vibration you putting out and they see what they would spell cash your life away without you even knowing and with you knowing, because now they'll put it in your subconscious like, someone said this and it was like, I was just kidding, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to understand, man. We have to understand. We have to sit back and really analyze these things. And I understand that it's like only these certain topics is going to only appeal to a certain person as far as like the music industry. So if you're not like even knowing about the music industry, like you might not even watch this video, but or not. But what I'm saying, and this is more about just spirituality and just life. How does people, what demons are living in this world where they just let this stuff happen? Like, where does it get to a point where, when does it get to a point where it's like, enough is enough and like, the people are not going to stand for this no more? Like, the separation between like, okay, the industry and underground artists. When is the gap going to be closed? Because it's like, it feels like the underground artists, I'm not saying stuff don't happen, but it's like they need protection. It's like they're not smart. They got real elites around them, around these tables, and not no real down-to-earth people around y'all no more. Like, it needs to be a gap. There needs to not be no lane of just music industry. No. If you're doing music, it should be just the whole, everyone that's doing music. Because at this point, it shouldn't just be like, oh, they're in the music industry, and these are underground artists, and this, and this, and this, and this. It's like, when you have these different categories, that's when you start to put people on pedestals, and then stuff starts to happen. It's just weird. It makes music not even enjoyable anymore sometimes. I love making music, so I don't care. I don't care if if anyone dies making music. It's not gonna take away my love for music. I don't care. That's not what you're gonna get from me, because that's exactly what they want. They want people to start hating music and like, I hate listening to music. I don't even want to listen to music no more. No, that's not even that. That's what you got me for. Let's check out my beats and change your life. But that's neither here or there. They want this stuff to happen to take away your passions and make people not want to strive within music and things of that nature. Like, no, it's not like that for everybody. Everyone is not on that negative vibration. Everyone is not, living that type of life. But we also cannot sit back and act like, like this could have been prevented. Like, me and Takeoff are the same age. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, that's really where it really like dives deep for me, because I went to school with Takeoff. Me and Takeoff went to the same school, Sweetwater Middle School in Lawrenceville, Georgia. Like, I don't. That's where it dives deep for me. It's like, it really doesn't have to do with the music or the industry. It's like the fact that I actually knew this person. I actually saw this person before and, lived on the same side of the town with this person. And the fact that, we both grew up and he's such a big person. And it's just like, and then he just took it away, Takeoff, just gone. Like, it's not like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, at the same time, it's just, spell casting is real. So at the same time, it's not like, he could have, brought this on himself. put himself in a situation. Maybe he saw it coming. You never know. Maybe Takeoff in his head saw it's coming and just was like, you know what? This is my time. It is what it is. You never know. I don't know. He can't speak for himself. He's not here. But subconsciously in my head, it's just like, how does stuff like this not, how does stuff like this just happen and not get talked about as far as like swept under the rug as far as like my people? Not just the fact that he's my age. He's a young black man as well, successful. It's just like gone just like that. Like, it's not the fact that I grew up and went to the same school, him, this, and this. I'm a fan. Like, music, like, come on. We as a people, as a man, as a spiritual person, as a person, as a human being, it's not right. It's not right. And it's just like, I'm no longer going to just sit back and be like, not use my voice to say something, bro. If the most I can do is use my voice to say something, it's not right. Stuff like this should not be happening. Stuff like this should not happen, especially to a person like this, a person like Takeoff, as far as like just who he was, as far as like the demeanor, as far as like, just the vibration. Regardless of what, let's just leave the spell casting out of it. Let's just say the music, and Takeoff was a good person. God knows his heart. But when certain things happen, when you let the devil get in, sometimes there's no way out. Besides that, and that's the sacrifice that some people are willing to make to be in this industry. And granted, yes, his family and their families is probably great for many generations from here on out. Just because of this. But guess what? That trauma is still there. Now you just created another trauma. As another black man, and as another, going into the more generation. Now you created a trauma. But this is where it ends. This is where it ends. There's no more is that needs to be going on, because it's like we have to change the vibration of music. We have to. We have to. Because all this is, we're spell casting ourselves, and we're just sitting back and letting it happen. Because, we want our song to stream. We got to follow the trends because we want our song to stream. Well, why don't we just come together and all stream each other's music and just do it that way? Instead of just doing by trends. Let's trend set our own stuff. Let's come together and say, you know what? We all going to stream each other's music regardless of what it sounds like. Instead of having to follow the trends just to make a certain song to go viral. You're literally selling your soul by breaking your morals and talking about stuff, spell casting yourself just so you can get streams. This is exactly what they want us to do. This is exactly what they're letting happen right now. They understand that they can get streams from just trending. Okay, so let's just control the algorithm of what trending is. So whatever the trending is, that's what someone's gonna make a song about, spellcast, and then put it out into the universe, and then they just let it happen, and we just sit back and like, I got the money now. Yeah, money's the root to all evil, exactly. Now you got all that evil on you, coming back to you. You think when people get this money, you think when people get the money that it don't come with that negative vibration? You think that don't happen? It's a fact. It's a fact. You see when we get a little income tax, a little big check, you see how we act. We go out and get new cars and new houses and stuff that we do not need at all. We don't need none of it. We go out and go give it back, give our money right back to the man, instead of supporting our people and putting the money into our people. That's a whole nother video. At this point, we're just playing into their system instead of changing the system and putting our positive vibrations into the algorithm to change it. And I'm not saying that people are not, but what I've come to understand is this can't happen no more. As far as us not talking about it, as us not taking a stand, us not saying something. If you have a voice, say something. Anything. Like, because at this point, it's like, me personally, I can no longer sit back and just like, as far as speak on stuff that I physically have studied and just watched. Like I said, I've watched Migos' whole career. And it's just like, I have a voice for this because it's just like, I can no longer sit back. Anyone that knows me, I've been the biggest Migos fan ever. I'm pretty sure people have called me when they heard Takeoff passed away. They called me, texting me, see how I feel about it, if I'm okay. Why? Because they know that I was #1 Migos fan ever since they came out. Why? Because I support my people. That's the only reason why. The only reason why I was the biggest Migos fan, not only because they was fly, cool, because I went to school with these guys. I'm like, I'm gonna support them to the top. Not nothing in return, simply because I know. Just because I saw them, I saw Takeoff before. My brother went to school with Quavo, played sports with Quavo, on the same team with Quavo. In the environment, there was no other reason for me to be the #1 Migos fan besides me want to support family, support my brother. That's it. And now 10, 15 years later, 10 years later, and we talking about Takeoff dead? So yes, I feel some type of way. Yes, I feel some type of way. I absolutely feel some type of way. Because it's not only the fact that he's dead. It's like how it happened. He's the only one. So Takeoff is the only one that died that night. I understand. I saw a clip where the lady got hit in the head. I'm not saying that that's fake either, but that's suspicious too. Come on, man. Man, it's Des Dreams here, man. And I'm a music artist myself, but I'm not about to sit back and just like not use my voice as far as like, we gotta change this negative vibration as far as the music industry. Us that love music should not be afraid or should not have to feel like they can't live out their music dreams. You know what I'm saying? Without having to, to do certain stuff like this or to live this type of life. Music was never set out to be this vibration. It was never put out. It was never supposed to be put out for, in my, just spirituality and just feeling like this is not my intuition speaking. This is not supposed to be how it was supposed to be. But we have the opportunity to change it. And we can and we will. But at the same time, we got to start somewhere. We got to start speaking out on stuff like this. We have to start speaking out on and actually think about what we're saying before we say it. We could freestyle and this and that and have fun. Cool. Because that's all the fun in music. We're not trying to take the fun out of music, but at the same time, we cannot just be saying and doing each and anything just for trends, because it creates something that's negative and it can come back to you and will come back to you, as we can see. The main reason why I make songs and take my time with my songs, because I know the vibration in it. When you say stuff in spellcast, Words Are Spells. That is my next album coming out on February 11th. That is my album coming out. Words Are Spells. The reason why, I feel like I have a topic and can speak on this, because it's exactly like what's going on. Words are spells. And this is the name of my next project. Like, I have to talk about this. Words are spells. We're not going to sit back and act like I said, Takeoff didn't talk about these certain things in his songs and spellcast negative vibrations and this, and this. We're not going to act like that he didn't. We have to speak the truth as well. But we're also not going to just sit back and let the negative vibration continue. We can speak on YoungBoy too. He said what? Oh, he realized what? All the souls, all the people that he is, as basically like the negative vibration that he put out. He put that out, and now he's really dealing with like, oh shoot, what did I do? Yes, because words are spells. But and once you realize that, there is a way to turn it around, and that's what he's realizing, and that's what we all have to realize, bro. We are on this earth for love. We can spread love in so many ways. And why not spread love through the one thing that we all love is music? Why is it the fact that we all love music, but we look at music and not saying we look at music, but the certain genre of music like rap and hip hop, why does it have to be negative? I love R&B, I love hip hop, I love rap, but why does it have to be negative? Why is it that it's number one but has to be negative? Why can't it be number one and be positive? You dig what I'm saying? This is like, we live in a time where it's possible, but we have to take control and talk about these things. We have to speak on these things because we're not going to sit here and act like words are spells, and words are spells, and it can be positive. How many times you wake up a day and people talk about, you go and scroll on Instagram, you see these affirmations. People talking about affirmations. Words are spells. When you speak positive to yourself, positive things will happen. When you speak negative things onto yourself, negative things will happen. Words are spells. So we're not going to sit here and act like, yeah, Takeoff was just a saint. Yeah, he was a saint. But when he spoke on that mic and was geeked up and high and this and this, he said some things that probably spellcasted his life. Yes, we're going to speak the truth. But also, we cannot sit back and just let this negative vibration of music just to keep spellcasting people's lives over just because of trends. And we know what people want to hear or what people like. I don't care what people like or what people want to hear. You need to hear positive vibration, so that's what you're going to get from me. You're going to get a positive vibration from me, especially from here on out. But like I said, I don't want people to take the fun away from music, because music is fun. Freestyling is fun. But come on, man, we cannot sit here and act like this wasn't a sacrifice. All of this plays a part. But now all of a sudden, watch, like I said, watch Offset make an album. He already made an album. Watch him drop his album. We already saw Quavo on the Grammy, so that was part of his stuff. Well, we already saw Quavo go number one on YouTube, so they got some of their bread already. Well, now it's time for Offset to get some of his bread. Okay, well let Offset drop his album and this and this. Let them get their streams back, because now Takeoff is dead, so now they get more attention to their music. Okay, is that what it was for? Was that what it was for? Like I said, I have a reason and I have validation to speak on this. Like I said, I watched every album they dropped individually. Yes, we all know that Offset probably had the best album that they dropped individually. And then after that, things got weird. And they let the industry separate them. I don't care what nobody say. Migos let the music industry separate them, and the music industry is responsible for Takeoff's death, but ain't nobody talking about that. The music industry is responsible for Takeoff's death, and ain't nobody talking about it. And whatever that sound is stuff rings to the truth. The music industry is responsible for Takeoff's death, but ain't nobody talking about that. Takeoff! But ain't nobody talking about that. And we see the music industry just still talking about it and still feeding off of it. Still gaining more streams off of it. But that's okay. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm gone, man.